The rise of Chief Keef was meteoric, peaking in December 2012, with Keef's release of his debut studio album Finally Rich. But on the heels of his success, numerous other rappers and gang sets would also begin to receive some significant local, national, and even international attention. Most notable examples of course being guys like Lil Reese and Lil Durk from the Lamron set in Inglewood, Keef's cousin Fredo Santana from the Front Street set in Washington Park, and G Herbo and Lil Bibby from the No Limit Muskegon Boys NLMB set in South Shore, just to name a few. The common denominator with these artists being that they and their sets were all directly connected to the unstoppable movement around Keef through their affiliation with either Keef himself or his set O-Block, famously located in the Parkway Gardens housing projects on the 6400 block of Martin Luther King Drive. And although lesser known at the time, THF, particularly THF46, were also part of these sets, who were very close with O-Block and other affiliated sets since the very early drill era and likely long before that, with one of the strongest individual links between O-Block and THF46 undoubtedly being the already mentioned THF Bruh Bruh, who repped both sets, as his old Facebook handle clearly states. Bruh Bruh also has a particularly close relationship to Chief Keef himself, as both had grown up in the infamous 6217 Calumet building before relocating to the nearby Parkway Gardens when the Calumet building was eventually demolished in the mid-2000s. But Bruh Bruh is also commonly known as maybe one of the craziest members to ever come out of the Chicago drill scene, who would make himself infamous in the streets of Chicago and eventually also on social media that had become fascinated with the drill culture. Despite receiving a very long sentence all the way back in 2011 that he's still serving, his charges even included a conspiracy to murder an alleged rival from the Met Boys set known as Renzo, real name Lorenzo Beasley, who Bruh Bruh would allegedly gun down in a drive-by shooting in July 2011. There are also numerous crazy stories about Bruh Bruh that have either been discussed on platforms like Reddit or directly told by people he grew up with, both friends and foes, with stories ranging from Bruh Bruh accidentally taking out the eye of Chief Keef's best friend T-Slick when they were kids, to Bruh Bruh even allegedly knocking out Keef himself and throwing him in a dumpster.
What do you think is like the wildest Bruh Bruh story that you heard or that you seen?
Man, I'm about to say, forget what I heard, what I seen. The wildest thing that I seen is him, man, putting Keef to sleep and throwing him in the garbage. You ever seen somebody get put to sleep first off, let alone get thrown in the garbage? That, bro, I was scared of bruh. I'm not them. I tell bruh, please. See me, I put myself out, hey bro, I'm scared of you, bro. Please don't do that to me. Cause I was scared like, bro, you might try to put me to sleep, but what if I die? That's what I was scared of. But man, he putting folks to sleep and threw him in the dumpster.
People have even made compilations of all the times that people from the Chicago drill scene have talked about Bruh Bruh's crazy antics.
But did, bro? Why the f would you have an iron rod and hit T-Slick in his eye like this? He hit his eye, bro. What we see roll, DJU? An eyeball. What the f?
Me and my homie, you know, we f***ing around. He f***ed around and swung the little stick, swiped across my put out of here since.
So he's talking about Bruh Bruh?
Yeah.
They pull up, hop out on us. We all out there shooting like that. They scripted this whole neck. They robbed all us. I ended up seeing Bruh Bruh like 2 weeks later. He, hey, little butter, what's up, boy? He, hey, boy, you want your little $100 back, boy? Oh, my daddy, let me get that back.
Bruh them in there with knives on BD around necks.
I seen Bruh Bruh one time, bro, going. I'm like, man, what the f wrong with dude? I see this, what the f wrong with this? Then a motherfucker told me, like, man, that's crazy. Like, I see. I'm glad I ain't never getting into it with that.
If you thought that the stories about Bruh Bruh would end in him getting locked up, well, you would be wrong, because that's a saga all of its own, ranging from several jail fight videos getting leaked online to even a video uploaded online by the official Cook County Jail account showing Bruh Bruh holding his cellmate hostage armed with a shank before proceeding to attack the guards with the most feared jailhouse weapon of them all, the infamous Glock Dookie.
Kenyatta.
I swear to God, I'm gonna kill him.
Who?
You want to tell him, I swear to God. Burn your stamp in his neck. Burn your stamp in his neck. The suit said I can, the dog said I can stay. The suit said I can stamp in his neck.
What, a pen?
I'm gonna kill him.
Okay.
Go ahead, I'm gonna stab his neck. Go ahead.
Step out.
I ain't stepping out.
Step out.
I'm not stepping out.
Step out.
Man, get that right in my face.
Nope.
Screwed up the lock. I'm not stepping out.
So you mean to tell me that you have a weapon in your hand right now and you're holding this other detainee hostage, is that correct?
I'm gonna kill him.
Okay.
Go get the suit.
Great. OC spray has been deployed into 3102.
Do it again. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Detaining Kenyatta's now holding the door. Second burst of OC has been deployed. Detainee just assaulted sergeant with urine and feces.
But that's enough of Bruh Bruh for now. But when it comes to the relationship between THF and Chief Keef beyond Bruh Bruh, Keef himself would shout out THF46 in songs at least as early as 2011, like in his first local Chicago hit song titled Bang, where he lists the sets he's affiliated with, THF46 being one of those. THF Rome would later explain to the YouTuber Jeff Filmed It how he and Keef used to be close, and how he used to be in the same class with one of Keef's best friends, Ball Out, while Rome and Keef were often dating the same girls.
Do you have a relationship with Chief Keef?
Well, Sosa used to be my boy. Like me, him and Ball, I was in the same class with Dad. This when they sent Sosa back to elementary school, they said he I don't know, he supposed to have been in high school. I don't know what the going on. But yeah, man, Sosa. It's crazy because man, Sosa used to be done to talk to like mostly all the same.
But Keef also seemingly had at least some kind of connection with THF44, with one of their most respected members, the previously mentioned Mickey Lord, making an appearance in the 2011 music video by Keef and Lil Reese for the song In This remix. Anyway, as mentioned in the earlier chapter, THF, both 44 and 46, had certainly been putting out music, even before Keef would make the entire Chicago drill scene blow up globally with his March 2012 hit song I Don't Like. But the drill music style that Keef popularized would soon also heavily influence the sound of the THF rappers, with one of the first to put out music embracing this new style being the rapper THF TP, who would drop music like the THF anthem titled Trigger Happy in September 2012 together with a music video, where he would rep his set to the fullest together with a banging beat that was heavily inspired by the new drill sound. A few years later, TP would go on to release one of the all-time Chicago drill classics, the brutal diss song Bus Stop, which we'll discuss more later. Another early THF drill pioneer was THF Muda, who also begun releasing music around 2012, funnily enough, rapping in his November 2012 remix of Lil Wayne's No Worries song how he's NBA never broke again. Years before NBA, Youngboy would popularize this acronym. Muda at this point was also repping a crew called 2Fing Official.
YouTube. Let me get in the history.
Tell them YouTube, type in TFO Mood on YouTube, my music gonna pop up.
Check it out. The guys right here, this is a shorty right here gonna get you on them bars real soon. And y'all know we got Waka Flocka, LEP, Bo Deal, Capo, Boss Wool. Everybody's on Stony Island. You ain't official. Right? Cold Steel, Block Boys. You ain't official if you ain't on Stony Island DVD. Global Gangster, shout out to Global Gangster.
You're not official. TFO, we official, man.
However, he was also already heavily affiliated with THF.
Big Re Beats. We gonna do this.
Shout out to the block, man. Shout out to.
And we got good beats.
And we got good beats.
We got good boy beats.
He would soon change his artist name to Muda Crowd before eventually becoming THF Muda and dropping drill classics like the 2015 songs Homicide and the infamous diss song 757K, which we'll discuss more later. Other THF artists from the early drill days include guys like THF Puncho, THF Dre Money, THF T Murder, who would later become known as THF Lil Twin, and his brother THF Twin, THF Westbrook and Gucci the Menace, aka THF Gucci, THF Billa, 30 Boy STK, and THF Fat Shorty. But unfortunately, while THF46 in particular would always stay close with many of the sets that Keef was originally affiliated with, including particularly Lil Durk and his OTF crew that THF had been very close with since the very beginning of the drill movement and even before that. But the same wouldn't be true with THF and Keef and his Glow Gang crew, who would end up having a major falling out within a few years of Keef's ascent into stardom. In February 2014, Chief Keef would release perhaps his most classic diss track titled War, where he would go after all his ops with brutal bars, dissing numerous dead people from rival gangs by name, something which was actually somewhat rare for Keef outside of his propensity of always mentioning how he was smoking on Tuka, a dead member of rival gang STL. But to the surprise of everyone, Keef would continue these bars by rapping how he was going to also run up on THF46 hood and leave someone flat dead. This lyric would confuse many people, and years later during his 2023 No Jumper interview, THF Bezu would even claim that this wasn't a diss at all and that people were simply misunderstanding the lyrics, with Keef actually saying that he was going to shoot any op who would dare pull up on on THF's hood.
I got a fan question real quick. Can we just do this one? There was an old Chief Keef song where he said, "Run up on 46, leave him flat dead." What did that mean? Or why would there be any conflict there?
Man, I don't. The media took that what they took it as, man. I don't think Chief Keef was dissing us, man. Like,
really?
No, he wasn't dissing us. He was saying, "Run up on bro, them, you gonna get your flatline." You feel me? They took it how they took it because Chief Keef was into it with Fetty Wap once upon a time.
Really?
And he was saying, "Pull up on the zoo, who the you know." Fetty Wap was calling himself Zoo Crew.
Oh yeah.
That's why he said, "I'm gonna blow New Jersey up." So when he made that Finito song, the fans felt like he was saying, "Oh yeah, he stretching 46, who out the bam." It was a little fake, little back and forth, man. So before, but he wasn't dissing us. We wasn't dissing him. Like we don't. That's the internet. You feel me? The internet run with it. Like.
However, this was quite clearly not the case, because Keef would keep on dissing THF on several leaked songs that were likely recorded around the same time as War, one being the song See You Later, where he would once again mention running up on THF46's block, ready to shoot them, but that they're never out there, and that Glow Gang never sees them, although his pistol would like to meet them. While in another song called Aim for None, featuring the Glow Gang members Tado and Tarantino, Keef would once again talk about shooting up 46's hood. And while Bezu may have been attempting to squash the beef during recent years, he too has openly dissed Chief Keef on social media before, including during one Instagram Live in 2019, where he would openly say that it's F Chief Keef, adding that Keef didn't run Chicago, but Bezu did, and saying that Keef was considered a bitch in his hometown.
I'm the reason Chicago popping you. I'm still chasing.
Many have theorized that this beef was simply a byproduct of Keef's much more famous beef with Lil Durk and his OTF crew that sparked around the same time, even leading to Keef's former friends from O Block running into mansions that Keef had on the rich north side suburbs of Chicago, while allegedly stealing Keef's clothes and jewelry, and even causing a shootout to take place. Keef would also address this beef in songs at the time, like the track Zero from 250 from 2014, the name being a play on Lil Durk's earlier song 0 to 300, with Keef using his song to make numerous disses towards Durk and his crews like OTF and 300, as well as dissing Durk's affiliates like the O Block member Boss Top, who had allegedly been one of the members who robbed Keef's house, even allegedly stealing Keef's daughter's clothes. However, according to THF Rome, the beef between Keef and his Glow Gang and THF46 was actually much more personal, as THF members had allegedly beat up Keef's cousin and one of the main Glow Gang members, Tado, starting the rivalry.
It fell out when Tado got beat by one of the guys. I'm just keeping it 100, you feel me? And it fell out, you feel me? So, it's what it is. Ball out, Sosa know how our relationship used to be. All that fell out when Tado got beat by one of the guys.
Is that something you can talk about? Like how that
No, I ain't gonna talk about that. It's over with, you know what I'm saying? It's over with. It's just like, you know. A lot of people that be seeming tough really ain't.
Unlike Bezu, Rome would also acknowledge the fact that Chief Keef had been dissing them numerous times in his music.
Is that, do you see yourself being cool with him again? Like, could you
yeah. Sosa, yeah. That's my boy. Like, I ain't got nothing against him. I mean, he said a lot of, like, dissing our block, but he know deep down, like, what's up, though. You feel me? That's still my boy. Ball out, my boy. Ball out, no, man. Ball out. You know stuff.
And Keef wasn't the only one, as other Glow Gang members would aim disses towards 46, including the late rapper Capo, who would rap in one unreleased song how he's going to pull up on 46 with his car doors up and shoot them. And this may not have been simply rapping, because according to Tay 600 aka Tay Capone, who's from the 600 set that Keef is still connected with, and who witnessed a lot of these early beefs firsthand, Capo was actually in the streets of Chicago fighting Keef's beefs at this time, together with another late Glow Gang member, Trey Savage.
Savage was one of them folk where he took a lot of personal folk. I ain't even gonna lie, folk. When it was happening to Sosa them folk, Savage used to be one of them folk who used to be actually like in the field about it, to say the least. I ain't gonna speak on a lot of folks that did behind a lot that happened with Glow Gang, but on Lusty, when Tado got robbed and four them cribs got broken and they robbed Soul and all of that, bro, Savage was getting in the field behind that. He wasn't doing no talking for real. He ain't like the Wolf. Now he did Wolf with the the internet a couple times, but they was trying to play with them. But other than that, on Lil Ski, bro, Savage was getting in the field behind that, bro. He was never too big in his eyes to get in the field and get in that glacier. And Cap was kind of like that too, folks. Cap from the Met Builders, he took a lot to the heart when they was trying for them. You know what I'm saying? But Savage, folks, Savage was busting his gun, bro. He wasn't no, oh yeah, I'm signed, I got this going on, we lit. No, folks was in, like, he was really getting in the mix about that. On Folding Gray, I ain't even gonna lie, folks. So, with a lot of shit with Savage, folks, I ain't even gonna lie, folks. Like, it kind of hurt me, folks, because not only did we lose a real face and a real member, folks, and like that, but we lost a real gangster, folks.
According to some Reddit disciples, the incident that would lead to the beef would in fact include not just THF members, but also the infamous former Welch World shooter and current rapper Tay Savage, who would indeed imply on social media that back in the day he had beaten up and robbed Tato, with one Redditor claiming that after this incident, both Capo and Trey Savage would ride down to THF's hood with some heavy artillery to get back for their friend. But of course, whatever beef THF may have been having with Glow Gang, that pales in comparison to the actual street wars that they would get involved in during the heyday of the drill era, leading to the drill Reddit community almost unanimously claiming that just one of their many beefs, their decade-spanning rivalry with the 051 Young Money set, to be the bloodiest war in the history of Chicago drill.